one day I was in work, and I wouldn't bring my problems to work. So you all know that during this time, I was going through a divorce. During my divorce, I lost it all. I lost finances, my vehicles. At the time, my bills were higher than what I make. Thank God now, God has made a way. But at the time, God didn't make a way. So, well, yes, he did. But I didn't know he was going to make a way. Anyway, I was a nurse at the time. And I remember I was talking to a patient and I was, acting as if everything was okay. I always had my mask on, I'm fine, I'm Daneska, I'm always happy. And I was drawing her blood. And I remember this patient started crying as I was drawing her blood. And she said to me, I believe God healed me from cancer, but now they found some spots where my kidney was removed and they think the cancer came back. And so I looked at her and I said, and she doesn't want her name disclosed, so I'm not going to disclose her name. I told her, I said, so-and-so, do you know that whatever God does, he does it perfectly? If you believe God healed you from cancer, believe that it's done. And that's it. Those spots, they're not cancerous, and we're going to claim healing over you, that God did it, and he did a perfect job. So I just wanted to reaffirm her in her faith. And I told her, wipe those tears, because that is not cancer. And then she started wiping her tears, and she just started sharing her testimony with me, not even knowing my circumstance. So then she starts wiping her tears, and she says, Daneska, do you know, I don't even know why I'm doubting God. Because God separated me from this horrible marriage that I was in. And she got into details about how she had to start over again after she had her divorce. Little did she know, as she was talking, my heart was just like, oh my God, ready to burst in tears. And I just started crying because she had no idea what I was going through. And I knew God was using this situation to give me some hope. And I started crying, and she said, why are you crying? And I was like, because that's what I'm going through now, and I have no idea how I'm going to get through this, and it's so hard. I make so little money with all the bills I have. I have 2 kids, no financial support, and I don't make enough. I've cut enough bills off, and how am I going to get by? Mind you, I had 2 vehicles when I was married, but going through my divorce, I lost it all. No money in the bank, no vehicles, no nothing. I had to start over. I didn't even have a vehicle. And she tells me, she says, Daneska, would you, I want to invite you over to dinner. Would you feel comfortable coming over with you and your children? I would like to make dinner for you guys. And I thought that was so generous. I said, sure. I never say no to food. Sure, I'll go over to your house. So she invited me over. I'll never forget this. This was on Easter Sunday. And I remember sitting in the service on Easter Sunday and just God tugging at my heart, just telling me that I needed to learn how to forgive my ex-husband. I needed to learn how to forgive him because he had so many special things in store for me. But it was like I was blocking blessings from coming to me, because I didn't allow God's forgiveness to overflow, past that wall. It was like something blocking it. So then I remember that Easter Sunday, my ex-husband actually went to the church that I was visiting, and it was the first time that I was able to go to him, look at him at his face, give him a hug, and say, God bless you. He looked at me like, is something wrong with you? Like, are you on something? Because he was just so used to me being very bitter and nasty, or try to take something out on him, or just what you go through when you're really angry and you can't forgive. So anyway, going forward, I did that the same day. And so she invited me over to her house. I went over to her house. And as we were eating dinner, she did an egg hunt for the children, and she had some friends and family over, and so we had a great time. After dinner, she told me, I want you to stay And I'm just like, okay. I thought this was weird at the time because I don't know her like that. So I was like, why do you want me to stay in your house after everybody leaves? I just thought it was weird. But little did I know that God had a blessing in store for me. So I waited till everybody left. And when everyone left, she told me, come outside, I want you to see something. So I go outside and she points at this red car. And when she points at the car, she's like, do you like that car? And I'm like, yeah, it's pretty. And she's like, well, it's yours. And her husband are staring there looking at me. And I'm like, that's not my car. Like, and she's like, yeah, that's your car. We're giving it to you. And I just remember just bawling tears of joy, and my children were there watching and witnessing this, and they're like, mommy, you don't have to cry, this is good. I'm like, no, but these are happy tears, like, I'm just so grateful. I didn't know how to even express the words to say thank you for this person giving me the car. And I told her, I said, but I don't have money to repay you for giving me this. And you know what she told me? I will never forget these words. I always share this with people. And she said, Daneska, everything that is given to us is lent, is not something that we own. The Lord lends it to us. And we are to be good stewards with what the Lord gives us. Because when we go, all of these material things are going to stay here, and we're going to go with the Lord. And the Lord lent me this car, and I'm lending it to you. And then when God blesses your finances, you can lend this car to someone else, which is exactly what I did with the car. So I'm sharing this to say that God made a way out of no way. And if you're going through any type of trial or any type of tribulation, just know, just ask him. I don't even think I asked him. I was just so down and out. I got on my knees and I would just cry. But he hears those tears. And I want you to know that there is no respecter of persons. God doesn't look at me as if, oh, this is my daughter. He doesn't look at you the same way. Just go to him. Go to him and trust him. He will make a way for you like he did for me. Oh, she also wanted me to share that they were kind of doubting, should they do this or should they not do this? And before giving it to me. And so they remembered, and even after they gave it to me, that during their doubt, they were like, God, should we have done that? Did we do the right thing? Is this just something that we wanted to do? And then I remember they had to sign off the title to me. And I was at the title place trying to, at the DMV. And they told me, we need the miles. We need the owner to write the mileage on it. And I remember for some reason, I couldn't get to the car because I didn't have the car yet. They didn't have the car, and we needed it signed right then and there. So I had to call the owner, and they just guessed. And their guess was exactly right to the T. It was 115,000 miles, and that's it. And that was confirmation to them. And they always state Proverbs 3:5-6, which is trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding, and he will direct your paths. And so they wrote that passage under their 115,000 miles, just for confirmation that, wow, this was the Lord that did this, and it didn't just come from us. So they did want me to mention that.